Teen Titans Go parodied a Marvel property? Is that even legal? Welcome back to the Roundtable, I'm Nemo, and guys, you shouldn't believe everything you read on the internet. Case in point, the situation with Teen Titans Go right now. If you're not familiar, Teen Titans Go has just released a movie, Teen Titans Go vs. Teen Titans. It was this long-teased movie where the original 2003 Titans teamed up with the silly new Teen Titans Go characters. It was basically fan service for anybody who wanted to see the original Titans again, and the movie was all around pretty good, no complaints. They did a good job. But there was one scene in the movie in particular that caught a lot of people's attention because it literally felt like a parody of Endgame. Basically, at the climax of the film during the final fight, when our heroes have their backs against the wall and it feels like they're gonna lose, Robin calls upon all of the other Titans from multiple dimensions to come help them defeat the villain. We then get this sequence where all of these portals open up as every iteration of the Titans come out. There's one where they're all animals and Beast Boy is a boy. There's one where they're old-timey cartoons. And then they all stand in a giant crowd against the villain. All of the Robins say the famous line from the franchise, Teen Titans Go, and they charge at each other for a big final fight. Now, a lot of people watching this scene felt like they had seen it before, primarily in what was arguably the biggest movie of this year, Avengers Endgame. Specifically, the scene where all of the Avengers come out and face Thanos. The big motif tying them together was the use of circular portals that both of these scenes used. And I'm not gonna lie, watching this at first glance, yeah, this just felt like a giant Endgame parody, which I was all for. I thought it was hilarious and really well timed. Pretty soon, everybody unanimously agreed that this was a parody of Endgame, and we even had some news outlets reporting it. However, it turns out all of these people are wrong. That's right, according to Meg Civ, who was a storyboarder on the movie, she responded to one of the tweets giving the real story. According to her, this took me a lot of years to board and Endgame wasn't even out yet. Don't do me dirty like this. She goes on to say, mother effing crowd shots and a million moving characters, it was awful, but also gives a PSA saying she's just joking and that she loves her job, which is good to see. So crazily enough, this was not based on Endgame at all, and instead it was just an incredible coincidence. And when I say incredible coincidence, I mean it, okay? These scenes are back-to-back extremely similar, and the timing is insane. But if you really think about it, how could they have parodied Endgame so fast? I mean, this is treated as a movie, and that takes forever. The whole point of this tweet is that the whole storyboarding process was incredibly difficult. Endgame didn't come out that long ago, so I don't know how they would have had time to completely parody it in the short amount of time between Endgame coming out and them animating this movie. And if anything, it would be kind of crazy to base their whole climax of the movie on a parody of a film that had just came out and wasn't even part of the DC universe. I mean, we're all for superhero parodies, okay? Teen Titans Go has had its fair share, but that would be pretty crazy. So at the end of the day, this is not a parody of Endgame after all, which I think is important to note because there's a lot of people out there who think that it just is. In fact, if I was really going to compare this to any movie, I would definitely compare it more to something like Spider-Verse, with the whole concept of different versions of characters from different dimensions coming together to face a villain. That's definitely more on par with what's happening in this scene than Endgame is. But at the end of the day, you cannot deny that this is one of the craziest coincidences in animation that I've seen in a very long time. Anybody who believed that this was a parody of Endgame, I mean, totally justified, it makes sense. But it's important to note that this wasn't a parody of Endgame, and that actually this is when they were doing it, an original concept in their heads, one that they worked very, very hard to complete. It's important to give them credit in that aspect. I would hate it if I spent a ton of time storyboarding a scene just to have it be boiled down to a parody of another movie. They're probably trying to do something unique, original, and grandiose here, and honestly, they pulled it off. It's just hard when the highest grossing film of all time kind of steals your thunder. But at the end of the day, I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Did you see this scene? Did you even see this movie? Let us know in those comments down below, or tweet to us at Roundtable Vids, or me at @Nemo. As always, if you want to consider helping out the Roundtable, you can support us on Patreon, or become a member of the channel and get exclusive access to scripts and avatars. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share it, and subscribe to the Roundtable for more incredible cartoon content, guys. As always, I'm Nemo, and this is a cartoon news video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.